So now we're looking at Juz 30, so make sure to read this Juz today. So Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. This Juz contains 37 surahs. It focuses on the aspects of Aqidah, and they are memorized. This is a Juz that is mostly memorized due to the high volume of surahs. Most of these surahs' themes will be summarized in one or two sentences. So Surah Naba is like a summary of the Juz, covering all themes found throughout it. Surah Naba teaches us that the last day is an important event with consequences in both worlds. Allah tells us what the great news is the last day, which is the focus of this Juz. On that day, everyone will get what it deserves or what it attained. The righteous will have what they earned, and the disbelievers will have what they earned. Many surahs in this Juz discuss the rewards and punishments of that day. In Surah Naba, Allah refers to the last day as the day of sorting, and shows us how everything is perfectly sorted in this world, leading to the conclusion that Allah will sort things perfectly on the last day. The next surah, Surah Naziat, the soul renders, teaches us how Pharaoh rejected this message and was punished for it. Surah Abasa, the frown, teaches us not to ignore the weak while focusing on the arrogant oppressors. Our message should reach everyone, especially those whose hearts are open to hear it. Surah Al-Takwir and Surah Al-Infitar discusses details about the last day. Surah Al-Muntafifin discusses the importance of ethics in business and not cheating. It also covers the consequences of poor business ethics on the last day. Surah Al-Inshiqaq, it discusses the tearing up of this world of the end of time. Surah Al-Buruj reminds us of the story of the oppressed people of the past. Surah Tariq reminds us that they plan, Allah plans, but His plan is the greatest. Surah Al-Akhla, the Most High, and Surah Al-Ghashiyah reminds us that the next life is better than this world. Surah Al-Fajr reminds us about the last day and the good ending of the righteous believer. Surah Al-Balad, the city, is reminded about how Allah's favours and how to use them in a way that is pleasing to Him. Surah Al-Shams and Surah Layl discuss the perfection of day and night and various contrasts in Allah's creation. Surah Al-Duha and Surah Shar discusses hope and optimism. Surah At-Teen is a reminder that we are responsible for our deeds on the last day. Surah Al-Alaq calls us to read, reflect, and follow the message. Surah Al-Qadr highlights the virtues of Laylatul Qadr. Make sure to read the Surah Al-Bayyinah explains the necessity of embracing the true religion. Surah Al-Zalzala, Surah Ad-Diyat, and Surah Al-Qariyah all describe the last day in poetic visuals. Surah Takathur is a reminder against materialism. Surah Al-Asr is a reminder that our time on earth is limited. Surah Al-Fil and Surah Quraysh focus on Allah's blessings to the tribe of Quraysh. Surah Al-Mu'an reminds us that the small deeds also matter. Surah Al-Kawthar reminds us of the high status of the Prophet ﷺ. The last few surahs, starting with Kafirun, are in a specific order. Surah Al-Kafirun confirmed the negation part of the Muslim statement of faith. Surah Ikhlas confirms the core components of monotheism. Surah Nasr discusses the improbable victory of the believers, and Surah Masad discusses the humiliation of the one who rejects this message. These surahs in between the surahs of monotheism showcase the consequences of belief and disbelief. The Quran ends with the two protectors, which we usually ask Allah for protection from the trials of the world and the next. The closing surahs are a reminder that we are constantly tested and need to ask Allah for protection daily. The Quran begins with a dua for guidance, which is Surah Al-Fatiha, and ends with the dua for protection from misguidance, Surah Al-Nas. The Quran itself is guidance for those who are conscious of Allah, and our guidance lies entirely in understanding, reflecting, and living by the teachings of the Quran. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us from the people of the Quran, grant us proper understanding of it, and forgive all of our shortcomings. I leave you here fi amanillah. Wa sallallahu wa barak ala nabina Muhammad. Astaghfirullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.